Welcome to Heart Live, interviews from the heart. Tonight we have Thomas Clodfelter. He's originally from Lexington, North Carolina. Those of you from Lexington may remember him as Stinky. I'm interviewing him tonight. He wants to talk about living with HIV. So those of you from Lexington may know him of having HIV. He has not been home in 30 years until tonight. So it's been 30 years since you've been home. Welcome to the program.
Thank you.
It's good to see you.
Always.
So, how you been doing?
Hey, I'm great. Life is good. On top of the dirt. God's grace and mercy. I'm good.
You look good.
Thank you.
So again, it was just kind of touching because I haven't seen him in over 30 years, and for him to be here tonight after 30 years to tell his story and to enlighten all of you who's out there who may be living with HIV and don't know it, who may be living with HIV and do know it but won't express it to the world. So the first thing I want to ask you is, how did you find out? I mean, when you took it, how did you find out? Were you sick? I mean, did you feel sick first, or you had a test, or just what made you get tested?
Well, everybody knows that I went to prison in 1980, got out in 87, came home, and no, I'm not gay, I'm not bi, I love women, and I slept with my old high school girlfriend.
Oh, wow.
And didn't have, she's my old high school girlfriend, didn't use any protection. And of course, this is Lexington Barbecue Festival, home of the Barbecue Festival. Red Cross, I'm A positive, blood type. Went in, donated blood, didn't think anything about it, just wanting to help somebody. 6 months later, got a certified letter in the mail saying come to the health department.
And this is in what year?
1990.
1990.
And go to the health department. She said, do you know who you've been involved with? Yeah. You've been exposed to HIV and hepatitis B. I mean, what do you do? I mean, life. You deal with it or you don't deal with it. Passed out in the health department, woke up. Next thing was discussion about treatment, medicines. I took the treatment, forget the medicines. I'm a black man. I come from the street, born and raised in the street. You can't use me as an experiment. Went to treatment, received treatment, went back to the street. Of course, I just came home from prison, homeless, hustling, working at Western Steer on I-85. Quit my job, wasn't any education in the workplace, and just went back straight hustling, selling drugs, and, hey, doing me.
Okay, so you went back to hustling and doing you. So at that time, you know that you have HIV.
Mm-hmm.
So when you woke up in the mornings from that point, knowing you had it, you just did you want to give up, or were you in denial? You know.
It ain't about being about in denial. It's just about finding you. It's
at that time.
It's just like learning how to walk again or whatever. I mean, a situation has happened. You taking your time, you and God and yourself. You ain't even putting anybody else in it. I had to figure out what I want to do, how I want to do it, when I wanted to do it. But everything is on God's time anyway. Things happen for a reason. So it was basically just, hey, I'll deal with it, and if I get treatment, I get treatment. If things get better, it get better. It wasn't like saying suicide. It was just me, transparent man. Hey, it's my situation, my dealings. I got this.
Okay, so once you were alerted that you had HIV, you knew right then where you got it from.
Yes.
Did you approach her?
I had to. We was living together.
So did she get tested?
She had to.
So fast forward today. Have you seen her? Have you talked to her? Or?
I haven't seen her since it happened.
Oh, wow. Okay, so you said you only got treatment, right? You didn't want to do the meds right then. When did you decide that you was going to start You're gonna do the meds and go on with the process.
I didn't have any other choice to do the meds. I was at the Salisbury Correctional Center, Pumpkin Patch. I had just received 4.5 years for drug charge. I caught pneumocystis pneumonia.
Oh wow.
I almost died. My eyes was red as our shirts. I was in a bad situation, and my bishop and my pastor came and prayed on me, and on a real, being in prison as a black man, you're a ward of the state. If you die, your parents, they have to pay for your body. My people didn't have no money, so that was what woke me up. I wasn't gonna die in prison. You wasn't gonna put me in a pine box and put me down in the basement. I deserved better than that. So I got on the medicines, and here I am.
Okay, so what made you decide to move away from Lexington?
You didn't have anything here. Wasn't no agency, wasn't no support. I didn't tell but one person when I found out, and that was Tara Simmons, who is now Tara Watkins.
Right.
Our new elected official, Joy Watkins' wife. She was the only one knew. And Queen, who we lost, my sister. May you rest in peace, Queen.
Rest in peace, Queen.
And they was the only ones knew. And when you don't have that support, you're a product of this town. And stigma, discrimination, and cruelty, that's one of the worst things you can give to a person who is living with HIV or cancer or any other situation or whatever they're going through, because they need their family, they need their friends, and they need that support, period. But I was staying with Queen up behind Winston Road, and nobody knew I left. White guy had told me about Child Health Project in Greensboro, North Carolina. And before I left, I got down on my knees and I prayed and I told God, I said, okay, God, here we is. We're going to do this. And I left and I said, I'm going to be the best activist, and I'm going to achieve, and I'm going to be what I have set for myself to be, and I'm going to be one of the last ones standing when they find a cure. And I've been trained, I'm certified. I've been through hell with this disease. From not taking any medicine, from taking 26 pills a day, from 12 pills a day, 3 pills a day, and I'm taking 1 pill a day.
Now you're taking 1 a day?
1 a day. Medicine's expensive, treatment is expensive. I've had to fight for Medicaid, I've had to fight for Section 8, I've had to fight for SSI. I lost every damn thing I had when I went to prison. It's about being a man, it's about being strong. It's about being or not caring what anybody think. Because if you ain't getting up off your butt doing what I'm doing, if you ain't getting up off your butt speaking true, speaking facts, and letting it be known, because it ain't about sex. It ain't about being hidden. And I understand and know people, and you know, I've been doing this so long now. Everybody ain't where I'm at yet. And I'm the voice for them. I'm the voice that go to the legislators. I'm the voice that go to the White House. I'm the voice that goes to the Senate. Lee Storrow, Jacqueline Kleinmore, Evelyn Faust, some of the great people that I've worked for, Child Health Project, my organization, Mark Cassidy, Sickle Cell Agency, Senator Gladys Robertson, Dr. Robinson. I mean, you name it, on and on and on. I've truly been blessed. And the reason why is because, like I said, coming from Lexington, not knowing what I was walking into going to Greensboro, not knowing mindset of people, but I knew that I had to take and leave Greensboro, leave Lexington, in order to be and achieve what I needed. I had to mature into this. It had to be nurtured, and it was what God intended on me and for me to be and where I am. I mean, because I don't feel like I would have achieved it here. I actually feel like I would have died here. Because,
Why?
see, a lot of people don't know my life. They don't know my story. But all they had to do was ask. Because shortly after being diagnosed, I went back to smoking crack. I was smoking diamond-sized rocks. I was smoking $1,000 a day worth of crack. My best smoking partner was my mother's sister's son, right on off Fairview Drive. And the day that I left left Lexington in 1994, was the day that I never put another rock on the pipe. I got 29 years clean. I just celebrated 30 years of living with HIV on the 21st. This disease is serious, y'all. This disease.
We're breaking something.
Okay.
Because I do have some questions. So you said you started smoking crack.
Mm-hmm.
So during the time, I mean, because you remember when you were smoking during the times you were high. Did you think about the fact you had HIV? Would that make you smoke more, or you just wanted to get high?
I wasn't even smoking. I mean, it wasn't even about the HIV to smoke crack.
Okay.
It was just me living my life. I don't even think about the HIV now. I get up every day just like it ain't even there. Because I'm not living with it. It's living with me. Thanks to my medicines, my treatment, adherence to my medicine, my treatment, and doing what I'm supposed to do. I'm not out here trying to pass it to nobody or not.
Okay, mention something else. So a lot of people are not aware of, like, you know, they say it's HIV and AIDS. What is the difference between HIV and AIDS?
AIDS is the virus that causes HIV.
So if a person has has AIDS.
You can live with AIDS. There's treatment, medications. I know people who are living with full-blown AIDS right now, and I don't even like the word full-blown AIDS because it should be that they're just living because they're living. They're not dying or nothing. But I know people right now that's still living. It's all on you. Because if you continue with your extracurricular behavior, the drugs, the alcohol, which takes away from the medicine and the treatment and what it's supposed to do, you're not going to live. Those people, to me, are the ones who want to give up. I encourage any and everybody, men, women, child, everybody I encounter who is living with HIV, I give them the strength that I have. I give them the strength that I carry with me every day. I empower them, and I want them to live, and I let them know I care about them. I'll walk it with them. I'll 100%. Because if I can do it, you can do it. You ain't got to be where I'm at on the front line. I'm your voice.
Right.
I'm the face they see. You're going to still get your funding. You're going to get your medicine. You're going to get your treatment. You're going to have access to housing. I'm going to see to that. I will bend over backwards. All I want you to do is take your medicines, eat right, sleep right, do what you're supposed to do, and you can get these 30 years too.
So, tell us what, for you to, like, what is a bad day for you? Say a bad day. Did you feeling that when you're feeling not feeling good? What are the symptoms when you're not feeling good? Like, it's a bad day for you.
There's no bad day for me.
There's never a day that your body is never.
You know what's bad for me? An ignorant society. People. My people. Not white people. My people is my own enemies. My people are my own displeasure. I ride the GTA bus in Greensboro. I don't have a car. Black folks would get up from beside me on the bus. They would turn their nose up at me. They would stare at me.
Yeah, you said, because there's a lot of people that's ignorant to it. A lot of people think if they touch your hand, they smoke a cigarette after you, if you sit on the stool. You know, when you hear, I'm just being honest, because I've heard, when you hear people that have HIV, a lot of people don't even want to be around you, like you said. I mean, they don't know the education behind it. And they feel like, you know, just touching you, just touching your hand, you know, they don't want to touch you. People that don't know.
Nisa, I'm 59 years old, and I've been out here a long time. I was raised by a great woman, and this disease has been around 30 years. When it first surfaced, yeah, we should be way past that.
Way past that, yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? I do this for a living. I breathe, eat, and sleep this every day. It don't make no sense for my own people, black folks, to be so ignorant.
Yeah.
And it it just pisses me off. Cause you know why? Every single day I encounter black folks who haven't had the strength to say that they lost a loved one until they have encountered me. My niece's boyfriend. I ain't known that man no more than 2 hours. And I'm staying in his house tonight. And that man shared with me that his uncle died of HIV. Or, complications, not the HIV. And has not looked at me any different. Shook my hand, hugged me. That's how all should be. But when you have the audacity and know that you done lost someone to the same disease,
right,
but you want to stereotype it and give it a different name,
yeah,
sabotage. I know people right now living with HIV, AIDS, get treated like garbage. I hear the stories because they trust me. I'm living what they living with. Lexington don't have a safe haven. In Greensboro, we have a day facility called Higher Ground, which was given to Triad Health Project. It's a place for people who are living with HIV. Safe haven. Churches come in and cook hot meals, fellowship with us. We have curricular programs, outreach programs. You got people hurting and dying right here in Davidson County, Lexington, North Carolina. You got an organization right over on Center Street, Positive Wellness Alliance. They need assistance, they need funding, and they need the community.
Mm-hmm.
And until these people and citizens, the black people and people in a whole, come together and start talking about this disease and quit sugarcoating and sweeping it up under the rug.
Right.
I'm from your hometown, people. I rep this Lexington, North Carolina. And it hurts me to see and know that the numbers are so high. Young lady,
what are the numbers?
the new numbers are from 13 to 25, with the highest new infection rate in sexually transmitted diseases and infections. It's facts. CDC, Centers for Disease Control. All you gotta do is Google it. You can get any information. Race, ethnicity, population, bi, gay, transgender. It's there. It's no reason for nobody in no town, Davidson County or whatever, where the percentage and infection rate and sexually transmitted disease rates is high. This is the South. We're in the South. And the infection rates is high.
So right now, are you on where are you right now?
I didn't take no medicine for 7 years, but once I got into taking my medicines, right now I'm undetectable. I can't transmit the virus. I don't encourage people who are living with HIV that's undetectable and untransmittable. This is for you with your sexual partners. But also, if you are undetectable and untransmittable, you're supposed to provide your sexual partners with that information.
Right.
And, I mean, even though we can't transmit the virus, I always teach abstinence. They're not teaching that in the schools.
Right.
I'm talking about 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th grade. I know it for a fact. We don't have no problems getting into colleges in Greensboro. I'm worldwide. UNCG, Greensboro College, Bennett, A&T. I just did 2 lectures homecoming week. I spoke to the incoming freshmen, case management, nurses, clinical, and I mean, these are my kids. I spend quality time with them 3-4 nights a week. I go to all their programs on campus. Anytime they have health fairs, I'm the one they call. I'm the face they see. I'm the face they know.
So what do you feel, how can I say this? I was gonna say it's right here. So right now, are you having sex or you not having sex?
I have not had any enter any relationship with a woman since I left.
So you haven't had sex in 30 years.
It's not about the sex.
Well, I'm asking. This is a question
No, I
I'm
mean,
asking for.
yeah,
Talking about HIV.
I mean, that's what I
That's
mean.
what a lot of people. This is the question you want to ask because if a person has HIV, they're still human, so they still may have sex. So my question to you: were you practicing safe sex or you not having sex?
For me, when I stepped out, it wasn't even about me trying to find nobody, and not saying that I couldn't, because I feel I can have any woman I want. Because right now I'm the safest thing for a woman to have.
Why was that?
Because I know my status, I got my medicine, I'm in treatment, I follow and do everything that my doctor asks, and I reveal my status to every female and every individual I meet.
You had a piece of paper earlier. Can you just like show a picture of all the medicine, the HIV medicine, that's out there? Can they see it? So this is actually a chart.
That's the wrong one.
He's going to show a chart of all the HIV medicine that's out there today. And you said at one point you was taking how many a day?
26.
26, and he's down to 1 now. You have it? If you don't.
Oh, I know where it's at.
That's okay.
It's in that magazine.
Well, that's okay.
Here it is. My fault.
So this right here is a chart. If you can see this chart, it's a chart of all the HIV medicine, 2019. So, like he said, a person can be up to how many a day? The most a person can take a day could be.
It's no telling.
Right,
I
it
mean,
just depends.
I'm just giving you what I was taking.
Right.
But their whole objective is to get men and women who are living with HIV down to 1 pill, because we can live a normal life and become undetectable on just 1 pill. My doctor just had me to take Dick Tarvey. I was taking 3 pills a day. She said, "You're doing so good, your viral load is undetectable, and I think you can go on 1 pill." And I agree. I ain't had no side effects, and I love it.
Okay, another question I have. So, when you were actually taking 26, or when a person is taking that many pills a day, how would that, with your body, how does that make you feel, taking that many a day? Okay, if you say it doesn't affect you, I mean, you know anyone who's taking a lot of medicine a day?
It's just like taking a muscle relaxer or taking a pill for headache, but only way your body hurt, I mean, over a period.
That's what I want to get to the point. The point I'm trying to get to, you said that you're okay every day.
Yeah.
That's fine. But it's some people that's not. So I want to say to those that maybe they're not even taking the medicine, maybe they're not being aware of what's going on, or maybe they're in denial. And maybe they're not doing what they're supposed to do. So a person's not doing what they're supposed to do. From what you've read, the knowledge that you know, how can the person feel the symptoms if they're not doing what they're supposed to do?
First of all, once you find out that you have HIV, there's really, you know it's there.
Okay.
But there's certain things and conditions that might cause them to have pain, like neuropathy, dealing with your nerves, or either they might have a co-infection, Hep C, Hep B, hepatitis B.
This is
Because see, everybody's not just living with HIV. There's co-infection.
Okay.
They living with multiple things. They might have multiple things going on inside of them.
Right.
But first and foremost, when they find out their diagnosis, society takes them to a whole nother level because of their mentality.
Right.
That's why we want to get people tested, get people on medicine and treatment, because if we get them to being undetectable and untransmittable, there's no fear of them to have sex with their partners, or no fear, and it shouldn't be no stigma or anything else coming from society. Because these people, let me tell you something. Women, let me say this to you. Same way you go out there and get pregnant, you can get HIV. I told my niece when she first got pregnant, I said, the same way you lay down there and conceive that baby, you can call it HIV. There's a superbug out they say is worse than AIDS.
Yeah.
You got syphilis. You got gonorrhea. You got trick. You got a whole lot of things. Your choice is your decision. It will affect you. If you don't ask questions, you're going to get played.
Let me ask you something else. And these are questions that I'm asking. This is what people want to know. So you have a lot of straight men today. Well, I'm gonna get to the point. You have a lot of men at home right now with their girlfriends, but on the side, late at night, they with a guy.
Those them down low brothers.
Okay, so I think that's wrong to be dishonest like that. I know that there's other ways to catch HIV, but I'm saying that's a way that, to me, how do you feel about that?
Listen. They do it. That's their business. Okay? I can't...
My thing is, this is my thing. Let me say this real quick. Let me finish. I'm going to let you answer it, but this one here. The reason why I'm having this interview is to get to the core of it's not to be debatable. It's to get to the core of, like, certain things that's going on. A lot of people don't have any knowledge of HIV, and certain people look at certain things some kind of way. But I'm asking you your opinion. It doesn't mean that...
Listen, Nancy. I can't hold other damn people's hands.
Right.
Okay? And the bottom line... For people, you get up off your butts, go to the computer, Google the CDC, let people like myself, Angela Morgan, Scott Trent, and all the people who are working in these nonprofits, phlebotomists, do these testings, who research and study HIV, come in and educate you. And quit when we have these local health fairs and people are doing testing. You act like you goody-goody, you too good, you ain't laying down letting your legs and thighs go their separate ways and get yourself tested and find out your status. And you brothers on the down low, you men wanting to play, got wives, got kids, and you wanting to go drive over to somebody else's house, you need to come correct.
Right.
Man up and accept your responsibilities. Okay? Because I ain't got time to hold nobody else's hand. I've been called by God. I'm doing what I'm doing. I got up off my tail. I didn't have a pity party.
Right.
I got 30 years. I've been through hell. I've been almost died. I be at bus stops. I have conditions. Sometimes I can't hold my bowel. I pee on myself. I live off the government. I get food stamps. I am good. Sometimes I don't eat but one meal. I can't work. I want to work. I'm a national. I'm on social media. Every time I fill out application, it get tore up. People don't like me because I'm straightforward. Well, I hate it. I ain't changing. I wasn't called by man. God called me. He gave me a job. I'm doing... It is, people want to say, well, you act like you too good. Y'all got cars. Y'all knew where I was at. I got over 4,000 friends on Facebook. I'm on Twitter, Instagram. People are always trying to hold me responsible. You can't hold me responsible. I raised myself. I come from the street. I ran these streets. And when I really needed somebody back then, it was one person there for me. Two, Queen and Tara let me lay in their house. Okay? No, I didn't have to tell a damn soul. I ain't have to tell nobody. I don't have to answer to nobody. I ain't got no ring on my face. I ain't out here spreading it. Don't come at me. I had to go to Greensboro. I've achieved, by God's grace, I walked this. I sit at home sometime and I cry. Not the tears of sadness,
right,
but because as long as I've been doing this, and first and foremost, see, let me say something, folks. Don't nobody owe me nothing. I done had all the money, sold drugs, crack, all of it, drove rental cars, this and that. So I've seen money. But when I don't get the full scholarships because there's so many millions of people living with HIV that file for scholarships to continue to go to these conferences, criminalization conferences, Conferences in D.C., Miami, New Orleans, Seattle, Washington. I done been to all of them. Not because I wanted to, but because God meant for me so I could have the information to teach my people and keep my people and keep the numbers down, particularly the young new generation. But when I do a fundraiser on Facebook or wherever, I don't see none of my people back down in Davidson County contributing a damn corn. And like I said, you ain't got to give me nothing. Because guess what? I'm going to ride this axle to my homecoming. And I'm going to have a great homecoming. But it ain't time yet. But I just want people to understand I'm safe in my place. And to wake up every day, I look forward to it. I look forward to all the challenges, the ignorance, the stigma. I just got threatened at the depot yesterday. Dude told me he'd kill me.
Why?
What, because I got HIV? No, because I was screaming across the depot to somebody else and he thought I was talking to him. And you know what? I looked him dead in the eye and he was just as close to me to you. I seen the knife on his side. I ain't afraid to die. Because guess what? This disease was supposed to have been done took me out. The devil is a damn lie.
At the time, what time did they give you? How much time did they say?
When I was first diagnosed, they said 5 to 10 years I have full-blown AIDS. And the devil is a lie. 27 when I was diagnosed, I'm 30 years old. 30 years old as far as HIV. But I'll be 60 my birthday.
When your birthday?
November 26th. I wasn't supposed to make it. I ain't supposed to be sitting here talking to you. But I am. I'm a survivor. I give it to you uncut, straight from the hip. I do it like no other. I changed the game in the face of what HIV has done in Greensboro, prevention and outreach. Because I went to the street. I ride the GTA bus. They can't get away from me until the bus stop and they open the door. They can act like they ain't listening if they want to. But I know they is. They ain't got no other choice.
And this book you got sitting up here.
You Equals You.
Yeah.
It's a national campaign. Bruce Richmond. I made him in Florida. It's worldwide. People need to get on this You Equals You, undetectable, untransmittable, because it's all about getting tested, getting on your medicine, the treatment, adherence, and everything. And once you get your numbers up, your viral load low, because see, the viral load is a test they do to determine how much of the virus is in your body. Once they reduce that virus, the HIV virus, I have low percentage of the virus in my body. Even men, and y'all understand, science, technology, I can actually meet a woman, and with her consent, my consent, and she can be HIV negative. I can sleep with her. I can get her pregnant. She can carry the baby 4 to 9 months, HIV free.
Wow.
It's proven science. I do my research. I don't have to wait for a professor or anybody else. I'm living with this disease. I gotta know what I'm talking about.
So tonight, what is the you said a lot, so I don't know if I'm kind of like, I ain't really emotional, but I'm kind of like, I don't know. What's something? How you want to sum this interview up? You ain't been here in 30 years. I'm glad to see you home. You've seen some people today. Been in your hometown after 30 years. How would you want to sum this interview up to people in Lexington, North Carolina? And all over, but really Lexington.
We can end this disease, folks. I'm on a committee with Jacqueline Faust and Evelyn Faust and Jacqueline Kleinmore. And it's called Ending the Epidemic. And it is common sense. We got the funding, we got the federal funding, we can help these people. We got to get them tested, though. You got to let people know, everybody. Everybody. I don't care who. You got to be your brothers and sisters' keeper. Folks, we got to get tested. We got to know our status. Get in treatment. Get on medicine. reduce the viral load, get your numbers up, eat right, do what you're supposed to do, put down all the other. You got people out here through internet, social media, you got HIV groups, advocacy groups, all through social media. Instead of you wanting to be on Facebook looking at somebody up in the bathroom with a butt half naked in the middle of the night, twerking. And young girls and young ladies, y'all need to really stay off Facebook showing yourself like that. Because you got sex trafficking people all over Facebook. And you need to have more respect for yourself.
Amen.
Black women, you queens. You're degrading yourself. Seriously. I'm a black king. I have never, ever tried to approach a woman or even speak to a woman without her knowing my HIV status. And if a female send me a friend's request on my Facebook page, I send her right back to my profile picture and tell her read my profile. Because I want her to know who she's talking to. She's talking to the man, the face, and the voice of HIV. Because it ain't about sex. It's about me wanting you to know your status and everybody else. Because this is real. It don't have a face. It don't have a name. It don't have an age. It don't care who you is. It would take you out. I am my brother's keeper. And my sister's keeper.
So, y'all, this is Heart to Heart Live. We're interviewing Thomas Clodfelter, hometown Lexington, North Carolina. He's a resident now of Greensboro. He's an advocate for HIV. He travels everywhere and speaks knowledge about HIV. So those of you who haven't been tested, this is a show to let you know that this is someone who's proud of who he is. And he's here to let you know that it's help out there. And to know that you have HIV and not letting your partner know, let people you have a sexual relationship with know, is wrong. It's time to step up to the plate, get tested. If you know you have HIV, let people that you're dealing with know.
I know y'all done seen this dude call himself DJ somebody. Listen, this dude, and I'm not racist, but he's a white guy. He's talking to black women in South Carolina. He slept with over 693 women. He's trying to take y'all out. And y'all are being absent-minded and sleeping with this dude. And doing and everything else with this dude. I know a young man right now in Greensboro named Marley. Marley know the dude personally. They did tracks together. It's true. Okay? Guard your grill.
So that's another thing he's stressing bases on. It's actually men out here who know they have HIV and their goal is to give everybody else HIV. So at the end of the day, you got to protect yourself. There's no one's held accountable for yourself but you. So you can't blame anyone else. You got to look out for yourself. So that means wrap up, and all you young girls out here having sex, think about what you're doing. And the feeling only lasts for a minute. So if laying down with somebody for a couple seconds or 30 minutes or whatever is worth your life, it's a problem. So again, we have Thomas Clodfelter here. He came to town after 30 years to speak to the people here, and I appreciate you being here. You know I love you. You know I love you.
You know what?
And I mean he's just so serious, and I mean this is what he do. So you know,
when I got a lot of sisters, and I got a lot of female friends, and see, people think and want to say, "Oh, sex, sex, sex." Listen. These women want a man that's going to tell them the truth. They cling to me because I'm a real brother. I'm feeding them knowledge, wisdom, and understanding 360 degrees. You understand what I'm saying? And if you don't value your queen's brothers, you don't need to be with her. If you ain't got no respect for her, you don't need to be with her. I'm seeing too much of the men killing their girlfriends. It's just too much going on. We gotta slow down. We're losing our youth. Ain't gonna be nobody left. Men, y'all can't reproduce. Women, black women, my queens, always remember, without you, there's no men. I ride that to my grave. Because even though God calls men to go sleep, take a rib, breathe life into woman. Without her, there's no us. She's the backbone, because I know some men and through experience. See, I ain't speaking what somebody's told me. I'm speaking experience. You're going to always need that woman. No matter what. I've seen men and women have kids together, get a divorce. Gonna always need that woman. She's your ride or die. Start respecting your queen, treating your queens right. Take care of your kids. Man up. Get out the streets. Us who used to be out here, y'all know me. My people. It could have happened to any one of us. Because we were doing things, we were flipping birds, and we was wilding. I'm glad it didn't. But now to our new breed, listen to the OGs. I'm one of them. Salute.
So thank y'all for joining Heart to Heart Live. And just remember to practice safe sex and to get tested. Y'all have a blessed night.